Chapter 35. The old man's voice quivered as he delved into the dark secrets of the supernatural world. His eyes gleamed with a mixture of fear and fascination, as if he had witnessed the horrors he spoke of firsthand. Vampires, he began, his voice barely above a whisper, are the embodiment of pure evil. They are not like us, not like any creature you've ever encountered. They thrive on blood, and blood alone. They prowl the night, lurking in the shadows, but there are rare occasions when they can venture out during the day. However, there is a catch. Only when the heavens are shrouded in impenetrable darkness, when the sun is hidden from sight, can they roam freely. The old man's words hung heavy in the air, sending shivers down the listener's spine. But that's not all, he continued, his voice trembling with a mix of dread and anticipation. Vampires possess a supernatural gift, a cursed ability to peer into the depths of one's soul. They can see if you are one of their own, if your essence matches theirs. It is a chilling power, for it means they can identify their prey with ease. They can sense the blood that flows through your veins, the darkness that lurks within. It is a curse that makes them formidable, for they are not only creatures of the night, but also beings of intelligence and cunning. The old man leaned in closer, his eyes burning with an intensity that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of reality. But listen closely, for this is where our family's tale takes a different turn, he whispered, his voice filled with a mix of pride and sorrow. We, my dear, possess a unique soul. We do not fit into any of the categories of this cursed existence. When one of those vile creatures attempted to turn us into their kind, they met their demise. Our blood, our essence, is different. It repels them, destroys them, and so, we have become the chosen ones, the protectors of humanity. It is our duty to stand against the darkness, to ensure that the world remains safe from the clutches of these abominations. Our family has always possessed a mysterious and extraordinary bloodline, a bloodline that holds the power to vanquish any abomination that dares to cross its path. It is this very blood that has earned our family the esteemed title of protectors against evil. For generations, we have stood as a shield against the darkness that threatens to consume our world. Adelmo, filled with curiosity and confusion, couldn't help but question the origins of this unique bloodline. He interrupted his grandfather, desperate to uncover the truth. How did we come to possess this extraordinary blood? He asked, his voice trembling with anticipation. His grandfather, a wise and weathered man, looked at him with a solemn expression. The truth is, my dear Adelmo, no one truly knows. It is a gift bestowed upon us, a gift that sets us apart from the rest. We are destined to make a difference. As Adelmo absorbed this revelation, his mind raced with a mixture of disbelief and awe. His grandfather continued his tale, delving deeper into the dark secrets that plagued their family. Your parents, brave souls that they were, sacrificed their lives in the pursuit of protecting humanity from the malevolent forces that lurk in the shadows, his grandfather explained, his voice heavy with sorrow. They fell victim to a group of bloodthirsty vampires, creatures that many believe to be mere figments of imagination. But I assure you, my dear Adelmo, they are very real. Vampires, werewolves, and countless other abominations exist, hidden from the eyes of the oblivious masses. The room fell silent, the weight of the truth hanging heavily in the air. Adelmo's world had been shattered, replaced by a newfound awareness of the horrors that lay just beyond the veil of normalcy. From that moment on, he knew that he too would carry the burden of protecting humanity from the darkness that threatened to consume it. The legacy of his family's unique bloodline would live on, as he stepped into the role of the next guardian against evil. Adelmo pondered for a moment before speaking up. Grandfather, do these monstrous creatures have the ability to recognize us and know our appearance? His grandfather nodded solemnly, explaining that these abominations possessed unique skills that allowed them to easily identify humans amidst a sea of faces. He went on to reveal that once one of them spotted a human, a strange connection formed among them, enabling the rest to be on the lookout for the same individual. Curious, Adelmo inquired further. Apart from the obvious threat we posed to them, was there any other reason why they targeted my parents? His grandfather's response was straightforward. The abominations were simply acting out of a primal instinct to protect their own kind. The mere presence of human blood was enough to trigger a sense of danger in them, as they believed it to be toxic and incapable of transforming into one of their own. As the conversation unfolded, Adelmo's grandfather emphasized the stark reality of their situation. The abominations saw humans as a threat to their existence, viewing them as incompatible with their own species. This fundamental difference in biology and the fear of contamination drove them to eliminate any human they encountered, making it clear why they were relentless in their pursuit to eradicate Adelmo and his family. Adelmo's heart raced as he recounted the unsettling encounter to his grandfather. The dimly lit bar, the mysterious bartender, the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. It all added to the sense of dread that now consumed him. The way the bartender evaded his questions, the way his eyes darted nervously around the room, it was as if he was guarding a dark secret, one that Adelmo was not meant to uncover. And when the realization finally hit him, it sent a chill down his spine. The bartender knew who they were, knew their family's history, and that knowledge was enough to make him wary. Where do these evils reside? Adelmo's voice trembled as he posed the question to his grandfather, his eyes wide with fear. The old man's response only deepened the sense of foreboding that hung heavy in the room. The mention of Dracula in Transylvania and werewolves in Germany sent shivers down Adelmo's spine. The thought that these creatures, these horrors, had once roamed the very lands he now walked upon was a terrifying realization. And when his grandfather revealed his own involvement in the hunt for werewolves in Germany, Adelmo's blood ran cold. The evil that lurked in the shadows seemed to follow them wherever they went. As his grandfather spoke of the myriad of evils that called New Orleans home, Adelmo felt a sense of dread settle over him like a suffocating shroud. The city, with its rich history of voodoo, witchcraft, and dark magic, was a breeding ground for all manner of malevolent forces. The idea that he had been living in the midst of such darkness, unaware of the dangers that lurked just beyond his doorstep, filled him with a sense of impending doom. Every shadow seemed to hold a hidden threat. Every whisper carried a sinister undertone. Adelmo realized that he was not just facing a single enemy, but an entire city steeped in evil, waiting to consume him whole.